Facebook friends. This is Dawn Haley. I know it's been a minute since I talked to you about my experience with cancer. Almost actually 6 years ago on December either 17th or the 13th. I get them so confused. But anyway, I was diagnosed with a tumor the size of 16 to 18 centimeters. Well, I'm happy to announce that my last MRI, which was December 23rd, they didn't even give it a number. The only thing they could say, and I'm reading the report right here, is that the mass is not increased in size and certainly is much smaller and less complex than was seen on the previous studies. And so my previous exam or MRI had indicated that it was about a 3 centimeter in size. And so, being that they couldn't give it a number, still it's still shrinking. And I can only give it to God, give it to my faith and my family and the support I get. And on my part is I just refuse to feed my body a lot of the unhealthy things that I knew put me in that situation 6 years ago. So I don't know. I mean, I don't eat the way I used to, and some of the things that I used to eat, I used to love fried chicken. Oh God, I love it. I don't think it's not too many people that don't like fried chicken. And I used to always barbecue a lot, and I love my coffee. My body was as acidic can be. Um, and so I learned over the course of 6 years what to feed my body. And, I'm not going to really go into a lot of the things that I do because I'll be on this video talking for hours. But what I can say is, even if you're not sick, even if you're sick, the one thing that you got to do to give your body a chance to heal itself is to put the right foods in you. And today's standard American diet, I don't care what level you are, upscale, middle, below scale in terms of your social economic situation, we are inundated with all the wrong things, and we don't drink enough water. We're replacing it with pop and coffee, and even a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on these energy drinks, and I'm not going to be on the horn about that, but it's still not the natural form of foods that our body was created. See, and I'm not trying to rush into this, we're trying to get our bodies to fit into our lifestyle. And the same way a body was created in the dust is the same way the body is now. And it is not designed to put a lot of this complicated stuff that we're putting in our bodies. And so when we do that, it's going to just put it where it thinks. And a lot of times it's in fat and just, a lot of unhealthy places in our bodies. Our kidneys are failing. A lot of us have high blood pressure. We're diabetic. We have diabetes. Cancer is on the rise. And it's simply because we don't care enough about this temple. And the only thing I can really say to keep it really simple and not complicated is you got to put the foods in you where you came from. You came from the ground. You got to put food that's from the ground. And yeah, I know all the pesticides. I get it. Listen, some things we're just not going to be able to control. But even with pesticides, if sometimes you do something as simple as soaking your vegetables, whatever they are, in baking soda for 15 minutes before you eat it, at least you get some of those pesticides. But, it's still, the bottom line is, folks, you got to start putting foods that come from the ground. You got to get out that box. You got to quit eating foods that are already prepared because it's high in everything you could possibly think of that you don't really need for your body. And for those that are battling cancer, you really need to focus on healthy things. And I know with if you're taking chemo and radiation, certain foods do counteract with the chemo and therapy. But the one thing that you can really stick to is those leafy greens. Those leafy greens, I mean, those are phenomenal in helping your body to build itself up. But again, I use this word all the time. You got to amplify, 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 amplify. And so I'm just going to leave you this. The blood, the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood, the blood is the life. It goes everywhere. I mean, Alzheimer's. It's because we are deficient. A lot of diseases that we have is because our bodies are deficient. And wherever you're the weakest, wherever that is in your body, when you're not feeding it what it needs, that's where your body is going to mobilize and attack the weakest vessel. And it doesn't know. It's just looking at, hey, it's weak, so we just gonna the cancer is just gonna go to that spot and create its own colony of cells. And the next thing you know, it's traveling somewhere else, because once cancer starts to monopolize certain parts of your body, then that part becomes weak. And so now it's going to start looking for other areas of your body that's weak. And we all have cancer in us. It's just some of us feed it, and we feed it very well. And then it's just going to continue to grow. And like I said, I just want to leave these thoughts with you. If you've ever been diagnosed with cancer and you hear this term that is in remission, please don't go back to the old way of how you were eating. Because cancer, with radiation and chemo, if your body is strong enough to deal with that, it's just going to go dormant on you. And then once you continue to go back to those poor habitual ways of putting things in you that you should not do, then cancer is going to resuscitate itself, and then it's going to start to find its way through various areas in your body that it travels. And again, that blood, it is the life. And whatever you feed it, that's what is feeding your body. And if the blood is sick, guess what, folks? The whole body is. So the one thing I'm not going to do in imparting, I'm not going to tell you that I came or I was able to defeat cancer. I'm not going to do that. That would be a disjustice to anybody. That would be an injustice to anybody. What I'm going to say is, because everybody's body is different, but what I'm going to say is, I fed my body so that the right things, so it can get healthy and help, in my case, shrink this tumor from a 16 to 18 centimeter to where it is now. And I'm going to, because for a minute I thought I was just, let me just, now that it's small, I'll just go to the doctor and have him take out whatever's left. But my husband's like, no, no, why don't you just keep doing what you're doing? And so I'm going to go see a doctor to talk about, what would be the process to remove what's left, just to weigh out my options. And that's all I'm doing, is just going to weigh out my options and see. And if they tell me, no, you're 60 years old, which I am, 60 years old, you should take everything out, and just, you don't need any of that, then, that's going to be my, my signal to say, you know what, I'm just going to continue, because unless I'm not mentally capable of knowing what I'm putting in my body, and, that's the only way, I don't ever plan going back to the old way that I was eating. And I just want to be, I know I'm going to get old and die. Everybody's going to cross that bridge, but I just want to be the healthiest I can be an example to not only my family, to my friends, and anybody else who comes to me and say, you know what, Dawn, what can I do? I just want to be an example. So with that says, folks, I love you. Even if I don't know you, I love you. And if, please share my video with those that you love that may be sick. Maybe it can inspire them to start looking at what it is that I'm putting in my body that's fighting me and not helping me. So peace, everyone. Take care of yourself. And remember, eat well, really well, because your health truly depends on it.